This is not just a random shadow. It seems to be guarding this area.
How unusual, Fuka. I would have never guessed that. Ooh, nice. Ken is in the second slot. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go heal support on Akihiko. We're going to have Ken also be on heal support, but this first turn I'm actually going to have him rush. And you know what? Actually, also put Junpei on heal support, just so we have him firing off Rakukaja on the team. Ideally, anyway. That's going to depend slightly on how much damage we end up taking. As you can probably guess from the electrical current circulating these guys, they deal electrical damage. What we're going to do to start things off is go for our Maragidine, and since Ken is in slot 2, or rather he's acting second, I can just have him go. And while these guys aren't weak to elect specifically, they do take pretty good damage from Giebel. Tempest Slashes. Ooh, brutal, brutal. That's okay, that's okay. That is within parameters. Let's have, Junpei, what are you doing? What are you doing? Did I not set him to the right thing? Why did he do that? Junpei, what was that? What were you thinking? Why is that Tempest Slash hitting so hard? Holy crap. Yeah, he's on heal support. What's he doing? Okay, sudden revision to plans. What we're gonna do here is throw up an attack mirror. I am less concerned about, what these guys do with, okay, nice, nice. What these guys do with their electrical skills, since Akihiko is immune to those anyway. Oh my goodness, this is going disastrously. Akihiko, what are you doing? I need healing. Oh my god, this has gone terrible. I've never seen this happen like this before. This is no good. This is very bad, actually. Wow. Sometimes things just do not go to plan. Okay, we need to think carefully here. What we're gonna do now is, I really can't rely on Junpei right now because he's being, well, unreliable. So let's get the Rakukaja up ourselves because they just boosted up their attack. If Akihiko gets hit with the Tempest Slash, he is toast, but that's not a big deal. Luckily, we were able to mitigate the damage with Maragidine there. Okay, please heal me, Akihiko. We're gonna have to think hard about this. This is going very poorly. Medicine onto Junpei himself. Okay. Let's see. There we go. That works out for me. Okay, that gives me a little bit of breathing room. Let's just go with... Let's try and thin their numbers out a bit. Let's see here. That one off to the right can probably die, and it's going to go before the rest of our team does. So let's get this guy taken care of. Ragnarok deals big damage there. Okay, not the amount of damage I was hoping for. Ooh, nice. Lucky dodge there. That's going to be a death for Akihiko, most likely. Oh, no. Good. He lucked out. Okay, he's going with the Diorama. I really should... Actually, you know what? Let's have a Junpei just rush. I don't even care anymore. There we go. Okay, that's one down. Okay, whenever they do that, that's good luck for me. Ah, god, this went terrible. I really should have just set up Rakukaja myself. Okay, let's see here. If we're lucky, we should be able to take this guy out before he get... I'm just thinking what the smart play would be to do here. Maybe I should heal up real quick. What did Odin inherit? Nah, he didn't get Meteorama. But I do still have Thor, and he does have Meteorama, so you know what? I'm gonna bring Thor out. We're gonna play this a little bit more cautiously here. Akihiko. Let's keep him on heal and support. Yeah, this went really poorly. This is where, like, the limitation of only doing one playthrough and one attempt at the fights. In my notes, I did not know these guys, used Tempest Slash at all, nor did I have any way of expecting it to hit that hard. Thank you for finally doing something helpful, Akihiko. But yeah, I had no way to expect that it would hit that hard. When I fought these guys in my practice playthrough, Jesus Christ. When I fought these guys in my practice playthrough, all they did was the elect skills, so that was, getting taken out by Tempest Slash was not something I had to worry about at all. So our numbers are rapidly thinning here, but I think I can still make this work. Let's see here. That one's number 4, so if we can just get that guy eliminated. Let's go with Ragnarok on this guy. We still, fortunately, have our attack mirrors in effect, so if these guys go... Oh, just barely, but this should take him out. There we go. Oh, that did not... Oh, now it did take him out. Okay, this guy goes second. What I need to do here is, I'm thinking I should just use an attack mirror, because if a Tempest Slash connects on the protagonist, he's gonna die no matter what. It's not gonna affect Junpei, but that's okay. And it uselessly boosted its own attack. Out. Whoops. Too late on the rush there. That's okay. That's okay. Let's just hit it with Ragnarok. And if it goes for a Tempest Slash on itself, that would be nice. Yeah, this fight proved to be a complete disaster. Okay, there goes Junpei, but that is okay. That is okay. We have items to help him out after the battle. Well, let's just blast off on this guy with Ragnarok. There we go. Okay. Well, you know, this is, I also wanted to funnel some experience in the protagonist, so, that also worked. Oh, wow, that was surprisingly little.
This is not just a random shadow. It seems to be guarding this area.
Oh, Fuka, that's the kind of insight that the community loves you for anyway. We definitely want to play this a bit smarter than I did last time, or in FES rather, so we should probably look around and see if I have any means to get defense built up here. Remember that these guys attack with elect and physical attack, so as long as we're not creating any vulnerability to that, just trying to see what my best option would be here. Cert in FES has Maraku Kaja, which is so much better for us, but does not have that at its disposal in this version of the game, I'm afraid. We'll go with Parvati here, and we will get Maraku Kaja set up on the party. Let's see, Aegis is up next, and honestly, I'm just gonna send her straight into Orgia mode. That's always a pretty good idea in my book. I haven't given her her Aleka resistant weapon either, since that's not really gonna matter for us in Orgia mode, particularly in Persona 3 Portable, where she just straight up doesn't lose her turn at all when getting knocked down in Orgia mode, so that's fine. She's also doing the smart thing for once. I'm appreciative when she actually uses the effective option here. Mitsuru is just going to be in her zenith here. All she needs to do is spam Bufalas, and that will be golden for us. Yukari has quite a bit going for her here. Ooh, boy. Immediate Marakunda. That's fine as long as they don't wing the Tempest Slash. How many attack mirrors do I have to work with in this version? Let's just navigate our way down there. You know what? That should be plenty. Better safe than sorry. Let's get these just popped up on us here so that we don't have to worry about dealing with any nasty Tempest Slash being hurled our way. Unfortunately, they were able to power up pretty considerably there, so I have to be careful about how I approach here. I'm actually going to, since we have the attack mirror set up, I'm actually going to switch to Odin here, just so I can have some reprieve from having my weakness struck here. We're going to have to weather a bit of damage coming out from these guys, but fortunately they do not have any means of striking us with Tempest Slash unaided, so we're fine there. Mitsuru can go for the Mabufla here. Once Yukari's turn rolls around and she's able to throw out a Magarula, that should be pretty nice for her. And remember that she is resistant to elect due to her bow, so we don't have to worry about her getting hit for any nasty damage here. There we go, pretty good. If she had Magarudyne, naturally that would be a lot better for us. There we go, get to enjoy the drain there. And honestly, I'm just gonna go for it here. Let's wheel out Cert. I still have the Agni Bracers on the Femc, so this should deal wonderful damage. Our buffs are still in effect here, so this should hit pretty heavily. Yes, very nice, very nice. And Aegis gets her Pierce attack off here, finishes these guys off. Not too bad, not too bad. A little messier than I would have liked, but hey, that was still a pretty good clear in my opinion. On to the reload boss. Approaching enemy shadow, eliminating target. Let's go, everybody. Should be a perfectly fine time here. He's starting off the Magarudyne, which is a little unfortunate for Junpei, but hey, this is why we have these auto buffs in effect. Sukukaja there is a little rude, but I should be able to handle that no problem. Let me see. No, we don't get to scan him ahead of time. That is fine, though. So what we're going to do here is do the Matarunda here. We're going to try and get rid of that Sukukaja on them, so once I get around to Aegis' turn, no, she has Dekunda, I forgot that. Well, whatever, I want to have her do Matarukaja instead, so that is fine. Let's just have Junpei get himself back up. We're going to have him wing for a crit here with Deathbound. Always a good idea to go for that, unless he misses, of course. Let's see here. We are going to... do I have access to Deikaja and anybody else? I don't think I do, but I should probably heal us up anyway. We'll take this a little bit by inches here. I'm not in a hurry to take this guy out. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Here comes a Masakunda from them. That is okay, though. Akihiko hard counters that. He can just immediately get us back up to speed here, quite literally. There we go. Now, let's actually get the scan here, see what our most effective option would be. That would be Dark Skills. Unfortunately, I don't have a good Dark Caster at this point, but we'll get one in due time, I am sure. For right now, let's just have Aigis go for the Myriad Arrows there, get a good amount of damage there tacked on, have Junpei, once again, swing for the fences, not get anything out of that, but that is okay. That is perfectly fine by me. Let's see here. May as well make use of this, well, actually, do we know what skills this guy has? We don't know. He does have wind skills, so that would be a bad idea. We will... Let's see here. Who would be the strongest to go for? I think Black Frost, honestly. We'll knock him down with this. Alright, not bad, not bad. And we're actually going to pass it over to Akihiko. With the Matarukaja buff in effect, Electric Onslaught is going to do some wonderful damage here. So let's just watch him tee off on this guy, while he's also taking more damage from being downed. Boom, not bad. And the shock there is a wonderfully fortunate thing, because that just completely... invalidates his turn, means that he is just going to be taking a few sucker punches from the rest of our team as we pass through everybody's turn. Let's see if Aigis can't score a crit here with Myriad Arrows. If not, Junpei may finally get his opportunity. Or Aigis can just kill it outright. You thought I was being foolish by giving her all those incenses, huh? No, I had a game plan.
Be ready, I sense it's a strong one.
Alright, so I've been doing pretty poorly on these fights in FES recently, so I'm going to take this a little bit more seriously than I have been as of late. Let me see. I'll stick with that for right now. What I'm going to do to start things off is, rather than relying on Junpei to up Matarukaja in these Tartarus battles, because that just has not been working out very well. I forget if I had Fuka scan there, so always make sure that you do that. These guys are resistant to fire spells, but they are not weak to, but vulnerable to elect spells, so we can deal some pretty good damage with Odin here. Ken is also geared to do the most damage possible with Zeodyne. Here he comes with a gigantic fist. Nice! Counter-Strike coming in clutch for us there. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like these... Nice! Junpei's getting pretty good luck there. Anyways, Akihiko will be a pretty good source of damage here, since he has Mazionga to spread the love around. Junpei going for his own gigantic fist here. It'd be nice if he could get a crit. That does have a higher than base critical hit rate. Here comes one going after Ken. Hey, nice dodge. We've got all our buffs set up right now, so we're going to be looking pretty good for this fight. Let me see. I will switch to Odin and have him do the work that I need him to do. We will use our Maziodyne here with Elect Amp and Elect Boost and pretty good magic. Yeah, that is some very, very solid damage right there. Ken might even be able to finish this one off here. Nah, not that lucky, unfortunately. Now, these guys are very, like I was saying before, these guys are very resistant to fire spells, so I'm not really going to be able to do much with Cert, or will Junpei also will not really be able to do too much with Leviathan here. This is going pretty good so far. Obviously, once, oh, well, actually, that wasn't that big of a deal at all. Let me see here. You know what? Let's play risky. I'm feeling confident about this. There we go. And hopefully Ken will go for the one that power charge. We should have enough HP to survive on the protagonist regardless of what happens. And okay, that wasn't even a concern to have at all.
I'll do my best until the very end.
Be ready, I sense it's a strong one.
I kind of like to imagine that Fuka saying good luck before the fight is actually just like in Star Fox. Good luck. Okay, let's see here. We'll switch to Odin. Let's feel these guys out a little bit in Portable, just to see how much damage we're looking at when they hit us here. Nice, nice. Would be nice if, ooh, that's a problem and a half. Oh no! Aigis is still on Act Freely. Ah! That is a very annoying thing that you have to consider for in Portable, is when she goes back to AI command. I haven't had a reason to check that. Anyways, since I know they're going to be throwing Deathbound at us, I should probably it would be a good idea here to use an attack here. Deathbound is some serious, serious damage being thrown our way. And we've also got Tempest Slash over here. Unfortunately, they block that. Let's see. I want to change Aigis' tactics so badly, because I just know I'll forget if I leave it up to the turn when I can actually do it. These guys are unfortunately very resistant to wind. Okay. I actually did want Aigis to be on direct command and not Orgia mode, so I could have her up Mod Akukaja on the team. Take a little bit of stress off the Femc needing to do so. Fortunately, we're mostly done with this fight already. They're going for a power charge here. We will throw up Mod Akukaja just in case. I would like Mitsuru to survive her turn, and ideally that means no crits come through. Although Mitsuru should be fine enough. Another Mighty Swing coming through. We're fine there. Let's get the Mabufala out, and this should finish these guys off. A little sloppy here. I should have opened with the attack here. Alright, nice. Not quite as good as what the FMC is capable of, but not terrible either. And hey, we get more attack mirrors for our efforts. Sorry, but we're breaking through. I'm sure they are going to be forgiving in that regard, Akihiko. Anyways, like I keep saying, let's take these guys seriously. I have been kind of fumbling my approaches in a lot of the boss fights across all versions of the game, really, so I'd like to try and mitigate me doing that, if at all possible. We'll also probably want to try and hit these guys with either Marakunda or a Deikaja gem. As a matter of fact, I think I have a Deikaja gem. So let's just pop that real quick. Oof, the item inventory is so full. Where are my Deikaja gems? Oh god, I know I got one earlier. I wish I could just find it super easily. There it is. We'll just immediately eliminate that defensive boon that they got. And let me think here. This guy's going for the Mabufudine. Ideally, Akihiko dodges. Yes! His shoes give him evade ice. Very helpful for our purposes. Let me see. Do I want to set up a Marakunda? If I even have the option. I would kind of like to do that. And yes, I do, of course, have the option. We'll get these guys defensively frail, and then we'll scan them and see what our preferred options would be here. So this guy is immune to a lot of stuff. This guy over here is vulnerable to fire, and you know what? Good as an opportunity as any to use this Agilao gem right here. Then we're going to pass it on over to the protagonist, bust out Siegfried, and deal a very, very potent Scarlet Havoc on these guys. If I could line it up a bit better, it would be really very nice to get charge onto this, but I'd rather just get the damage going right here. And there we go, that's that guy taken out already. I kind of feel bad for him, truth be told, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. We're just going to continue on. I guess hitting this guy with Myriad Arrows should deal some pretty solid damage. Not quite able to finish him off. Sometimes we get unlucky like that, but Junpei can come in with the follow-up Bile Assault, and that just completely eliminated that guy. We should have this, no problem, but still, good idea to take things relatively seriously here. I'm going to have Kodomaru just open up with the Maragi Dying here. If any of these things happen to be weak to it, that's nice. If not, well, I'm not particularly dependent on that. Let's see here. I'm going to have Mitsuru pop off with Marakunda to start, and let's see what these guys will wig at us to start things off. Let's see, they're going for their own Matarukaja. I think I can handle that, though. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with Matarukaja just to get that up on the team. Honestly, it might have been a good idea to have Kodomaru open with Revolution instead. Let's see, these guys are eliminating our defenses here. That's fine, though. That's within parameters. What we're just going to do is we're going to switch over to Siegfried, and we are going to start with the obvious move here. We are going to go with Scarlet Havoc. Extremely high chance that I'll get an extra turn here due to being against 3 enemies, and an enormous crit rate, pretty close to 50%. Or I could just kill them instantly. Okay, that was no skin off my nose, but a considerable amount off of theirs. Jesus, holy crap. That was good, though. I appreciated seeing that.
It's Arcana is the Hermit. This will be a tough battle.
Possibly, Fuka, possibly. But we are helped out quite a bit by Raphael, of course, just auto-buffing the entire team right to start. So good, so good. This guy is also not resistant to fire, so we can just pop off with Sir and deal good damage to him. I'm gonna do something a little counterintuitive here. I'm gonna set everybody to heal and support. Of course, this will get Akihiko using debuffs, but also it allows me to potentially account for something this guy can do. Otherwise, I'm just going to have the protagonist fire off Ragnaroks, and that should deal some pretty solid damage right there. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I put everybody on heal and support because if they happen to have any Dyspheres, they will use them. Okay, so Akihiko is being kind of dumb there. He is not using Dyspheres. Ken is paralyzed with fear. Hey, nice. Good work, Junpei. Let me see. Do we have a Maypatra gem, perhaps? I could really use a Maypatra gem. Let me see. Yes. Okay, luckily we were able to avoid Fear causing us any problems. A good idea to clear Fear, just in case. He's going for a Mind Charge here. We could probably just bounce that back at him with a, what is this? Magic Mirror. Not too concerned about what he could possibly be doing with that. Good damage coming out from Ken there. We will go better safe than sorry, and we'll attempt to bounce back with a Magic Mirror. Incidentally, this is also a counter to Evil Smile. I don't believe this guy has Ghastly Wail, but oh well, that was just future-proofing for Evil Smile, of course. That's actually probably a bad thing, because that's going to stop Ken from using the diorama, because, well, the AI is just really, really dumb like that. Let's rush to have Junpei just go for that. All of our buffs are going to expire at this point, but honestly, I'm not too concerned about that. His main threatening stuff, he can't really do to us anymore, so we can just take him down by inches. Yeah, very easy fight. Not something I was overly concerned about.
It's Arcana is the Hermit. This will be a tough battle.
Come to think of it, I also haven't made Siegfried yet in Persona 3 Portable, who I would like to create. He would actually be pretty helpful here. Anyways, let's just get Cert in, and hey, conveniently, Aigis is up next, so we can just have her tag the party with Marakukaja and be good to go. Remember, that's not a guaranteed thing in, oh, whoops, right, I forgot which version of the game I was playing. Oh my goodness, I was thinking I was playing Reload. I think that's the first time I've made that kind of muscle memory error here. Also, Jesus, Mahamon? You want to be more ridiculous than that, friendo? Anyways, let's go for the Goddardine here. That is actually a little bit more perilous. Actually, you know what? Let's try something here. It might have been a good idea to scan this guy, but because I have the right turn order, that mistake actually gave me an idea. Let's hit this guy with our newly obtained Thunder Rain. Because I was able to card Growth 3 onto Odin here, I was able to get him with Thunder Rain, and yes, that shock there is not an accident. Thunder Rain shocks the enemy 100% of the time. If they are not immune to Elec, and if they are not immune to the shock status, and pretty much the only thing that is immune to the shock status is the final boss, you can get 100% guaranteed critical hits on them. And remember, when you get a critical hit, you are free to follow up with an all-out attack. Now, unfortunately, we did not get the Uber turn. Oh, actually, well, we just did. We did. Never mind. I thought, for some reason, in my mind, he went before Mitsuru did. So yeah, we can just immediately transition into another critical hit. And, yeah, take this guy out this way. Ah, beautiful. You love to see it. You love to see it. Phantom King has recovered, but honestly, I'm not too concerned. Oh, the absolute best possible person who could have avoided that did in fact avoid it. Yukari is just free to Meipatra the Fear off of the rest of the party there. Alright, so that was a pretty fun thing to show off. Remember that Thunder Rain is not a perfectly consistent catch-all. First off, if you have a thing that is immune to Elect, you need to have Elect Break to get it to work. And also, the turn order in these boss fights can be very random, and of course, other Tartarus battles, one in particular that we'll be seeing later, also have random turn orders, well, random turn orders past the first turn. Well, actually, I'm thinking of FES more so. In Portable, your agility does influence a bit more. But the point is, though, you can't always guarantee you're going to have a character who can follow up to get the crit before the boss. But when you do have that, you have basically complete free reign to either just slobber knock the boss with all out attacks, or in FES, prevent them from ever getting a turn at all. Because remember, if they get knocked down, they cannot act after they get knocked down. They have to get themselves up. Alright, to start things off, I think it would just be a good idea to get Power Howling upped on everybody. This will allow us to bide our time and go for a decisive blow. We're gonna have to see what this guy goes for himself. Let's see, hasn't done anything yet, so we'll get the Marakunda going. I might have Aigis set up a Matarukaja on the rest of the party, just to make sure that we have that as an option. Ooh, that could be a little scary. And unfortunately, Koromaru was not able to dodge, and also, doubly unfortunately, I happened to have something that was weak to, what is it, light set on myself, but that's okay. We should be able to manage just fine with this. I'm going to extend everybody's attack boost, and once Koromaru's turn comes around, I'm going to be able to use a... I'm just thinking an item to heal everybody. What I'm going to do to start, though, is just go for Scarlet Havoc here. If I'm really lucky, I'll get a critical hit, which will allow me to get an extra turn to go, but I can't really guarantee that, or I could just kill it instantly. Okay, never mind. That also works. Jesus. Alright, I'd say it's time for a good old-fashioned Monad passage. This is not exactly the greatest combo we could bring to this, but you know what, we're gonna go with it anyway. I think, don't we have a Gibalg on him? The reload version of it does. Does that give him light boost? Because that might make his primary theurgy quite good. Yes, and Gibalg itself is light element. Anything else I want to give to him? Not really. So we'll just press on with this. Again, this isn't really the greatest team setup, but there's a very particular reason why I've been trying to keep Aegis in the team as much as possible for the coming fights, and it's not just because she is really, really good at this point. Continuing on to the next battle, like I said, it would be nice if we got a chance to use Tranquility here. It's a very powerful... Okay, yeah, we'll just let Fuka say that, and we'll get into the fight. Sadly, we're still a few levels off from getting anything that has Auto Mataru. It looks strong, but we can do this. So, we can't begin fights with every buff in play, and here we go. Luckily, we just got Amrita Shower for Yukari there. What do we got here? This is a lot of interesting stuff coming out. Let's have Ken... I'm not actually sure what I want to have Ken do here. Well, actually, you know what? Since he doesn't, not really going to do anything else, why don't I just have him purge the poison? We can get Yukari some action here, see what she's capable of pulling off with her Magarudyne. Remember that I gave Yukari the Bayou Bracer, so she gets a pretty sizable damage boost there, but unfortunately, not quite what I was hoping for. I'm guessing these guys, are going to up a bunch of Tetrakarns on themselves. That's okay. Let's go for Myriad Arrows here. I'm guessing they just resist these things. I guess is... Oh, that was not what I was hoping for. You know what? I'm just gonna... Yeah, let these guys Tetrakarn. I'm just gonna go straight into Siegfried for Scarlet Havoc. It's not gonna be the most damage it could possibly do, but it will bypass these guys' physical resistance, and against 4 enemies, there is an incredibly high chance that I am going to get a free action here. Yep, there we go. That's 1 down. Let's see. Next, I am going to go over to Aegis, and I'm just going to have her bust out her Theurgy as well. Less so for the value of Orgia mode in this fight, but mostly just because, like Scarlet Havoc, this is another way to just bypass the Tetrakarns there. Not as much as I was hoping for there. Let's see, Life Drain. So that guy is just sacrificing these guys to power himself up. Now that we've gotten that taken care of, we can see what this guy is weak to. He is weak to ice, just as I dropped Mitsuru from the roster. And unfortunately, we do not have any Bufu rocks, but that is okay. Let's see here. I'm just going to have Ken go for a Media Rahan here. Get everybody topped off, just for the heck of it. Once we get over to the protagonist's turn, we can just fire off with... we can fire off with Black Frost. May as well Masakunda these guys, just to decrease the chance that they are going to do anything particularly nasty to us. If we're lucky, that's not what I wanted her to do. I would have liked her to use, like, Heat Wave or something, but oh well. You can't always get what you want with Aegis in Orgia mode. That's still pretty good damage, though. Let's see here. We are going to go to Black Frost real quick. There he is. We'll hit the Bufudyne here, get that 1 more, plus some Theurgy gauge back. And let me see here, the Reflecting Magic, that guy's also Reflecting Fizz. I'm going to, what are these guys vulnerable to? If they're vulnerable to anything. Not really anything, so it would be nice if I could get Megidola out, but I'll have to probably wait a turn to get that going. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to have Ken bounce this back at himself, because he nullifies light now, so I don't really have to worry about him taking any damage. We'll have Yukari do the same with Magarudyne, get a little bit of damage tacked onto that guy on the left, and then the stuff that's going to be bounced back at her, not really anything she has to worry about. Once the protagonist's turn comes back around, then we will go with Megidola, and that should probably finish these guys off. Have, I guess, go for a Heat Wave here. This should actually deal some pretty solid damage. There we go. Yeah, that guy immediately Makarakarns himself. I'm not too concerned about that. Like I said, let's just switch over to Trumpeter, get the Megidola out, finding those good fringe cases where almighty damage is quite helpful to us. There we go, pretty good, pretty good. Nothing too complicated there. Get our shuffle time for our efforts. Ooh, get Jatayu there. Jatayu is an easy way to get access to Growth 3 in pre-reload versions of Persona 3, but he's still a decent option for getting it in fusion material in Reload. Looked like that one shot out a bunch of underlings this time. The 4 of them gave up their lives to protect the snake-like shadow. Wonder why they'd be willing to sacrifice themselves. Make you think a little. Indeed, indeed. There might be a treasure chest up ahead, but I sense an enemy presence there too. Blah, blah, blah. We're continuing. I'm not gonna... I gotta be careful though. I don't want to mash and accidentally send myself back to the entrance like I did last time. That was frustrating to me. I did not enjoy that. I thought it was rather silly. Get some blue swimwear there. Get an Omega Spear. No, I want to actually look at it, Ken. Please let me look at it. I'm going to complain about that every time, and that would be terrible, Ken. You'd be gimping your own damage for an effect you don't need. Memoir 4. The fog has lifted. I had no reason to waver in the first place. The world will be saved by the King of Destruction. He who gathers the shadows shall be the one to rule. Let us call him the Prince. Interesting, interesting. Not anything that matters too much to us anymore, though we can probably assume that was either Mitsuru's grandfather, or possibly even Ikutsuki who wrote that. Something to make you think. Continuing on to this next battle over here, what do we got in this one? I'm ready, let's go.
Reader.
A powerful reading, as expected. I'm going all out. I trust in you, I guess. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. So heat balance, sky balance, and light balance. That'll be interesting. But if this is like regular heat balances, we can blast this guy with Zeodine to immediately get it over to the protagonist. Then we are going to tag onto him, and I'm going to switch to Black... actually, no, I think I'll switch to Suzaku. Blast this guy with Agidine. There we go. Nice! Pretty good damage there. Now I'm going to switch over to Aegis. I'm going to have her tee off with Myriad Arrows, get some good bonus damage against these guys that are downed. There we go. Pretty good, pretty good. Again, it's just a beautiful thing you see coming out from her damage with Myriad Arrows when you have Sukuja in effect. That's that guy taken care of. We're going to do the same again here, hit them with Myriad Arrows, and honestly, I might just be able to wing a Brave Blade at the balance over here, although I want to be careful. Might be wise to hedge my bets, though, because if he goes for a Dark skill, that could cause some problems. It's also, let me see here. What does Black Frost would resist anything this guy does? We're going to Ma Raccoon them instead. Let's play it safe, actually analyze them, figure out what we need to hit on these guys before we commit to anything. Let's see. Yeah, he reflects all that? Okay. And he's probably going to nail us with a Makagon, so that's why I didn't want to switch to anything that could potentially be weak to it. He's going for a summon here. Ooh, interesting. Omnipotent balance. What's this guy weak to? Nothing. Okay, that's perfectly fine by me though. Let's see. Yeah, he nullifies all that. So what we're gonna do is just blast this guy with the Garudine. Be a little efficient with our expenditure of SP there. I'm going to set up Matarakaja and everyone to keep our damage relatively competitive. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here, switch to Siegfried, go for this Deathbound, hopefully get a crit here. Nah, did not get the crit, but that is okay. What we're going to do now is we are going to put a Makarakarn on the protagonist. Now I don't have to worry at all about what this guy hits us with, because it's just going to be deflected. And again, that's that fringe case for Makarakarn that I'm always advocating for. Very great way to just patch out weaknesses. Here comes a Kogan, and I guess just dodge that entirely, so that works out for us. Let's have Yukari just use a Meteorama on the party, get her Theurgy charged up a little bit. And we'll just go for winging more physical attacks at these guys. Why not? We'll go for Myriad Arrows here. Should deal some pretty nice damage now that we have Matarakaja in effect. Yes, very much so. We'll go for another Deathbound here. Please, crits. Yes, okay, there we go. What I'm gonna do next is I will go for a Brave Blade on this guy. Get very good damage there. Let's see. Ken's defense is reverting. Is he gonna go next? Yeah, he is gonna go next. What I'm gonna do here, just go for the Vile Assault, get a little bit of damage tacked on this guy. He's probably gonna go for another Megidolaun. Mabufudyne, interesting. Well, regardless, I bounced that right back at him. The freeze on Ken is a little unfortunate. I'm gonna go for the Diorama here. I can save my Theurgy gauge for the next battle and possibly get a Tranquility mixed in to deal some good damage with the protagonist next time. Alright. I am just going to go for Heat Wave, because Myriad Arrows now doesn't have a guaranteed chance to deal a large number of hits. Defense reverted, accuracy and evasion reverted, that is okay. One more Brave Blade on this guy should take him out. Or I could miss. Okay, that's unfortunate. What's this guy gonna go for next? Not anything I'm too concerned about. Okay, let's go for another Diorama here. Might be worth my time to set up refresh of Mata Rikaja. I'm just thinking what the smart thing to do here would be. I kind of want to save my Theurgy for the next battle, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch to something that has Mata Rikaja, and ideally something that isn't weak to anything, or at least not overly weak to anything. Let's see here. Ooh. This guy has everything covered. You know what? Let's, we've got all these items, so let's go to Black Frost, our most resistant guy. And, again, we're just gonna, better safe than sorry here. Let's, just use a, Iron... No, that's, attack power, isn't it? Yeah, almost made the wrong, decision there. We want a Protection Sutra. For some reason, when it called Iron, I expected it to be defense. Okay. Let's see, can't do anything with Ken here, but Kogaun should work out just fine, so we'll get a little bit of damage tacked onto this guy. Okay, and here comes his attack, Mabufudyne. Again, just wanted to be safe there. There we go. Come back to Yukari's turn. We will just preemptively heal up our party a little bit. May as well sandbag a little bit and get our Theurgies built up on everybody. There we go. That will allow us to easily take out the next set of bosses. I'm just going to go for Myriad Arrows here. There we go. That's fine, that's fine.
This one's dangerous. Stay focused.
Fuka, you've been giving some very, very uninspired commentary this entire trip. Regardless, like I said, these guys are not immune to fire, so with our auto buffs in place, we can pop right off with a Maragidyne and deal some pretty big damage. Before I get into it, let's see. I want Akihiko on heal and support, and then we'll have Ken go into full assault here. And that should do for this. Actually, I'm gonna have Ken go... act freely, actually. For one of the few times that, just in the off chance that he might have a Mapatra gem or something. Alright, with that taken care of, let's go into this. Maragidyne, pretty big damage coming out from them. Okay, yes, here comes the panic, like I was expecting. Which is annoying, but not something that we can't manage. Akihiko, there are so many better choices you make. Yeah, that's an unfortunate thing that we're going to have to deal with. Here comes Sexy Dance, which is also pretty unfortunate, but again, not something that we can't handle. Junpei has been charmed, but he didn't go for an attack on anybody. And let's see here, got lots of panic coming out. Ken will do that. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, bit of an unfortunate thing that we have to deal with. What I'm gonna do here is, let's see, we will start with a, I want a Mapatra gem. Where are my Mapatra gems? I was very good at, looking over these. This will dispel, actually, you know what? No, different idea. Let's, put a Discharm onto Junpei. Because that will let him deal some good damage still. Here comes the Primal Force. Oof, that's unfortunate. Pretty spicy there. Their Dia's not exactly the most compelling option they could take there. Poisma, that's actually not bad there. That would keep us... okay, let's have Junpei do a quick fire attack there. Here comes Poison Mist. If that can overwrite the panic, that would actually be really nice. Medical Powder from Ken there. A little bit unfortunate, but still not the end of the world. Let me see here. What I'm gonna do... oh, if we could just get one of these taken out, that would be really, really helpful. What I'm actually going to do here, this might seem a little counterintuitive, but I'm actually going to throw up a magic mirror, because this will repel any incoming ailment skills that they attempt to use on us. If they go for a party-wide thing like, hey, that's pretty interesting. If they go for a party-wide thing like, that's also a pretty interesting option. What I'm trying to say is they go for a party-wide thing like Poison Mist or Tentara Fu, that'll just get bounced right back at them. You see Dia Rahan coming out from Ken there. Actually not that unhelpful. Now, our buffs are going to expire at this point, which is a little unfortunate, but now that we've taken out one of them, we're in pretty good standing here. I have recovered, so now let's pop off with this Maragidine, probably take out another one of them in the process. Yes, there we go. More than enough damage left on that. Let's just rush here to get Akihiko in position to start punching this thing. Unfortunately, Akihiko's fists are pretty outdated at this point, so one of the other goals that I have is eventually I want to make another star persona that I can fuse into something better for Akihiko. There we go. A little bit messy there. Definitely if I had some ailment immunity. If I had some ailment immunity to work with there, that would have helped out a bit. Let's get into the portable version of the fight, where I will come in a little bit more prepared.
This one's dangerous. Stay focused.
So, as always, our goal is to just try and finish these guys off before our auto-team buffs wear off, which should be a little bit more doable than it is in FES, because, again, we don't have to worry quite as much about ailments sticking to us in this version of the game. We can deal with those a lot more efficiently. I can just have Yukari throw out a Megapatra Gem for Tentara Fu. I can just have Koromaru use a Dispoison if I so desire. As a matter of fact, I think I will have Koromaru do the Dispoison. Better to get poison out of there than deal with it persistently throughout the fight. Koromaru is not our strongest attacker, so it would be wise to have him take care of that for us. Here we'll have Mitsuru, of course, throw out a Mabufala. Why not? Why not? There we go. Pretty good damage coming out there. Not comparable to Cert at all. Nice. That's a lucky dodge on Yukari there. I don't have any kind of ailment protection on Yukari, and her getting charmed would kind of stink, because she could potentially Mei Diorama these guys. We'll do the Maragidine here, and these guys should be pretty close to dead after this. Okay, here comes the sexy dance. That's a lot more problematic, unfortunately. Not too much we can really do about that when it happens. The main thing I just don't want to see is any healing come out. It would be nice if they could overwrite our elements, but I believe that Charm is the highest in the hierarchy, so this is going to extend the fight out a little bit. Let me see here. We got Poison Mist coming out. That's a dodge from my pro tag. Yeah, so unfortunately, this is the infamous thing that can happen with the charm status, is your fights will just get extended out ad nauseum because your party members just keep curing the enemy. So unfortunately, we have no choice but to just do a round of charm curing. Poison is fine. We can deal with that, no problem. So let's go with another discharm from Koromaru. Once you start getting into the late game, you'll also notice that your item list gets pretty messy, so it can be a little tricky to find the things that you are looking for. Here comes a Primal Force. If we're lucky, Koromaru will high counter, which we weren't so lucky there, but that's okay. We'll get the charm off of Yukari, and we should be able to kill one of these guys. So, let's hopefully get that going through. Oh, don't tell me that we're... again. That's okay, that's okay. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's a disaster, though. It does stink when that happens, and again, there's really not much you can do about it when it happens. You just have to kind of suck it up and take it. I haven't really had to suffer, charm from these guys before, so what I'm gonna do instead, let's see here. Koromaru turned against the party. That's okay. If he goes for Mitsuru, that's perfectly fine. Primal Force coming out from this guy, that's not a big deal. We're not going to bother too much with getting these guys, damaged. We're going to focus on getting buffs reestablished. Do I happen to have any Sutras left at this point in the game? Doesn't look like it. Instead, what we'll do is we will discharm Yukari, and we'll just start trying to get some buffs set up on the team. Tentara Fu coming through, but that is much, much easier to deal with than other status ailments, because we can just purge that out with a Megapatra Gem. So yeah, our first order of business will be trying to get defense buffs set back up on the team. So let me see here. Who do I even have that has defense buffs at this point? It's not something that I have to pay attention to quite as much in, what is it, Portable. Let's see here. Didn't keep it on her. I believe Nandi has Marakukaja. His defense is pretty low, though, so it might be a little risky. Oh, boy. Should I just go for trying to take these guys out? Let's switch up our approach, actually. Let's go for just trying to take these guys out one at a time. As you can see, Ragnarok still deals pretty good damage. We're just going to have to suffer Koromaru attacking our own party here. Yeah, unfortunately, there is no multi-target cure for Panic in this game, so you just have to suffer it, unfortunately. And yeah, let's just do our strongest single-target attacks on the weakest guys. What I'll do is I'll have Yukari. Let's see, here comes the Heat Wave. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Yukari withstood the attack. They're gonna Dia themselves. That's okay. That's the first time we get to see the party members' Endure effect come in. Let me see here. What I want to do is, man, I don't have any... Oh, no, wait, they're right here. Let's do a bead chain right here. Hopefully, Koromaru will eventually shake off the... what is it? Charm there. And we can get him back helping us out here. Okay, that's that one down. Now it'll be a lot easier to stay on top of what this thing is doing, and yeah, Koromaru is still charmed. Very annoying, but not the end of the world. What we'll do here now is we will dispoison the Femc, and we should be able to just stay on top of this battle now. Very annoying fight, depending on what they do. As you can see, here we go again. Okay, luckily we managed to duck it that time. Another option you have for dealing with that is to just do... Guards. Guards give you guaranteed dodges against ailment skills, which if you don't want Koromaru to do anything in this fight, you can totally just have him guard. Let's see here. I do have to be careful if, hey, Koromaru has recovered. I'm actually going to have him up Masukukaja on the party. This will give us more dodge and better chance to evade something like Heat Wave or Primal Force if it gets thrown at us. Otherwise, we can probably just focus on taking the enemy down now. So yeah, I got pretty unlucky. They decided to go with Sexy Dance more than they did Tentarafu. Tentarafu is very easy to manage. Again, we can just use a Maypatra Gem. Honestly, why even bother at this point? The only character I care about if they aren't able to use their skills is the Femc. We're going to be able to hit this thing with the Ragnarok guaranteed and take it out. Pretty sucky fight there, but we handled it well enough. Alright, on to reload. Let's get this fight underway. Let me see here. I'm actually going to set up a revolution on our team here. Give Junpei a little bit more consistency with his critical hits. Oh hey, this guy's thinking the same thing. Yeah, that's just gonna extend the boost right there. Let me see. I'm going to, just for a little bit of safety here, I think it would be a good idea to set a Tetrakarn on the protagonist. That way, if any unlucky crits come through, we're not gonna have to worry about him taking any nasty damage there. A little bit unfortunate buff up on the enemy there, but that's okay, because we're accomplishing exactly what I would hope for with that revolution on Junpei. And do I want to just use his Theurgy right away to take out this thing right here? You know what? Just for the fun of it, yeah, let's show off Junpei's second Theurgy, Blaze of Life. And yes, that is the equivalent of Spring of Life for Junpei in this game, giving him full healing whenever he uses it. I don't really think it's that great of a Theurgy, but it's decent for what it is. Anyways, let's have Siegfried pull off a similar trick for us here. Oh! That's a little bit more than what Junpei got out of that. Do I want to immediately go for the Scarlet Havoc? Probably not a good idea. Let's charge up real quick here. We'll Deikaja off his damage and then go for the Scarlet Havoc, or Deikaja off his stat boost and go for the Scarlet Havoc on the next turn. I guess we'll go for Virus Breath. You never know when something might be vulnerable to poison. I kind of wish I could play around with ailments more, but I just often forget about the option, which is just a weakness on my part. I don't really think to explore it, because as you see, with proper usage of Theurgies, I'm able to accomplish a lot more, and if I had Akihiko here, that would be a lot more threatening. The freeze is unfortunate. Wow, we got double freezes coming through here. but not anything that we have to worry about. Scarlet Havoc on this guy, probably going to cause some pretty serious damage. If we're lucky, we'll get a crit. I'm not holding my breath on that. Or we could get it. Oh god, Jesus. Well, yeah, that was that boss. Anyways, returning to FES. We're gonna make good things happen here. Now, let's see here. I guess we can just start off by having Koromaru throwing out the Maragidine. With his Auto Masakunda and our Auto Masukukaja, we benefit quite a lot from having just a really good evasion, so that's a nice little thing that Koromaru does for us. Also, Ken's Kogaon has upgraded to Ma Kogaon. That's a little bit intensive in SP costs, but hey, it's not really a bad thing if Ken's SP goes under his, or gets low, because, you know, that's what his central Theurgy charge mechanic revolves around. Junpei loves the opportunity to potentially fish for more crits here. Matat or Kaja coming out from these guys, but that's okay. We have Ken to counteract that. Speaking of Matat or Kaja, I should look for getting that set up on my end here. So we'll have Suzaku get that going for us, just to make sure everybody is dealing the most damage possible here. Evil Smile coming out from this guy, and this is potentially where Ken having ailment immunity will come in handy. Let's see here. We'll have Koromaru just go for a Virus Breath here, why not? And yeah, didn't get very lucky there, but that's fine. These guys are going to have boosted attack power to work with, but we should be fine here. Anyways, I forgot to buy more status cures, but it shouldn't matter that much. Use our refresh pack here. Just so nice to have ailment immunity on our side now. Alright, let's have Junpei go for a Deathbound here, hopefully get a crit. Nah, not having good luck with that, but that's okay. These guys are going for a little Revolucion, and that is actually about to work against them, because of course, we have our own little high crit spam option here. Oh, Siegfried, I've got just the occasion for you to come out on. Was hoping that Junpei would get a Deathbound crit, but why don't we just go with the more boring and practical solution to our problems here? I honestly feel kind of sorry for this guy. You know what, Junpei? I think it's time you got the honors with Blaze of Life to close out this video. Excellent stuff, excellent stuff. Just absolutely dominated them. Tons of experience to go around. Level ups for everything that I want to be getting level ups. It's so nice to have all those,
Its Arcana is Fortune. This will be a difficult fight.
Not really sure why that indicates that this will be difficult, Fuka, but I'll just let you roll with that. Let's see. I do want Akihiko to stay on heal and support. I'm going to put Ken on heal and support also. Junpei will stay in full assault. We definitely want to scan it to make sure we get the correct information going to Junpei, because this thing is resistant to elemental skills, so we want to go with physical skills instead. Now, I don't truthfully know too well what this thing is fully capable of, because, well, on my practice playthrough, I just critted it with Vorpal Blade and went into an all-out attack to win immediately. Not sure if I'm going to get that again this time, but it sure would be nice if I did. Regardless, Vorpal Blade with the great bonus, as you can see, deals quite a bit of good damage there. Okay, he's going for the Megidola, which actually works out pretty well for us. That should not put Ken into range to use Meteorahan, but whatever, not a huge deal. I would have liked him to use Meteorama, because that gives me a little bit more safety when I'm going back into my turn with what our HP could potentially be at. As you can see, Junpei has Spring of Life going for him, so that helps him out quite a bit with mitigating the damage he's going to be taking. Do I want to take this risk here? Yeah, we should be able to take this risk. Akihiko actually did the smart thing and lowered its attack power for us, so that gives us a pretty good bonus there. Okay, so it's going for kept recovering here. What I'm going to want to do is let Ken get the heal coming out towards me. I'm going to have Akihiko just run up on it and punch it. And that's going to get bounced back at him, but that is going to allow both me and Junpei to keep our onslaught going. One thing that could have helped out here... come on, Junpei. One thing that could have helped out here is if I had gotten a level up for Siegfried. That would have gotten him Arms Master. There, that comes again. We're just going to do the same again this turn. Again, ideally, Ken would use Diorama, but no, he's going for Diarahan. But that, in and of itself, works out in a pretty good way for us, because now he's actually fully healing people up, as opposed to just lightly healing them with Meteor. Oh my goodness, Junpei. How do you keep missing? Bro, what's happening here? Alright, so because we weren't able to finish this thing off, let's see, the way I would have liked to. Ooh, that actually puts us in an interesting spot. Let's see here. Do I just go for the Vorpal Blade and see what happens? Because it is going to get its attack power back soon. Let's, instead of doing that, let's just go for a slash attack here. Get a little bit more damage going onto him, and yes, that was probably the wise thing to do. Here he's going for Megadolon. I really should have put a Junpei on heal and support, honestly. Oh wow, that was a surprisingly light damage there. But now Ken will definitely use maybe a Rama, what he should be doing. One thing you could do to get Ken a little bit of help here is if you got a item-producing Odin. Here comes Akihiko, losing all his buff, but that's fine. Not what I wanted you to do, Akihiko, and he hasn't gotten Dirahan yet either, so that is another unfortunate thing for us. Yeah, sometimes these things do not go the way you're hoping for them to, but that's okay. Here comes Junpei with his gigantic fist. There we go. Oh my god! Junpei! What is happening, bro? How do you keep missing? Yeah, so I didn't get lucky with the crit here. Fortunately, this puts the fight back in a more manageable spot for us. It's going to be a little bit slow and annoying, but that's fine. Not every fight is going to be as perfect as your practice run. If this guy goes for Tetrakarn here, okay, Megidola, that actually works out good for us there. If he went for Tetrakarn, that would have been kind of annoying. Here comes a Dirahan from Ken. Now, if Akihiko's being smart, he's going to debuff this guy, but I have a feeling... Oh, no, hey, there he goes. That actually works out perfectly for us. I am content with that. Now we can switch back on to Siegfried and get Vorpal Blade. For the record, if Junpei hasn't been missing all of these, what is happening? We would have won the fight by now if he actually landed one of those damn things. What is going on with you, Junpei? What's wrong, brother? What's the problem here? There we go. It would have been nice if I got that on the first hit, but also the critical ended the fight immediately for me. What a comedy of errors. Regardless, this is the first boss in a long while in Tartarus that's actually given us good EXP, and here's the ability coming in that would have helped out Siegfried here. Definitely getting rid of Tempest Slash. Not that Power Charge is that useful either, but...
Its Arcana is Fortune. This will be a difficult fight.
Another potential option I could have had was card the weapon boost passive onto Siegfried. He learns it naturally anyway, but that's still quite a ways off, and that would make my weapon strikes pretty powerful. It's a 25% boost to them, and with max strength, that can be some pretty significant damage if you have an adequately strong weapon. So yeah, we're going for Deathbound just for the raw power here. We'll have Yukari, who is not doing anything to begin with, just pierce attack that damage back at herself. We'll have Kodomaru go for a slash attack here. I'm actually going to have Mitsuru Dirahan, the protagonist, since Deathbound will chew through quite a bit of HP. We don't have Armsmaster online yet, so we can't rely on that to mitigate the damage that we are dealing to ourselves. This guy's going to hit us with Megidola, and that is perfectly fine because Yukari has more than enough healing power now to just completely restore the entire party with her healing spells. Yeah, 367 HP there, more than enough for our purposes. If we're lucky, one of our characters will get a critical hit, but we can't really count on that. One thing we do have to deal with, unfortunately, is our buffs expiring. This fight's just going to go on way too long to keep them up at all times. I also need to be mindful of when my Marakukaja buff expires, because I don't really have access to a way to reapply that. I was a little too complacent in letting Aegis set that up for me. Fortunately, Koromaru will also be able to set up Matsukukaja for us. Beautiful stuff, Mitsuru. This will allow us to deal a huge amount of damage to this guy. Truth be told, I'm not actually sure if the Omega Drive affects the crit rate of your skills in this game. I don't know if it's, ooh, very nice, if it's specific to, what is it? Just, your... Oh my god, my brain is just completely dying on me. Specific to your weapon strikes. Let's see here. So yeah, I'm going to play it a little bit more safe. Just let some of our buffs expire. I'm not going to bother waiting for Mitsuru's buff to expire. I'm just going to immediately re-up Masukukaja on the rest of the party. Mitsuru will be able to do fine, so let's get Masukukaja going. and I'll have the Femsi set up Matarukaja on everybody. Raphael gives me that as an option. Mitsuru is just going to give this guy a quick slap with her sword. I'm going to switch over to Raphael and get Matarukaja going back on everybody. And that should allow us to just clean up on the fight. As long as we're at full HP, we shouldn't have to worry too much about our stuff going bad on us. Yukari is just going to plink her arrow off of this attack here, and that'll allow us to just go in, take this guy out with little issue. Mitsuru's attack power is back down. It is kind of funny how Mitsuru is not a physical attacker, but she is dealing quite a bit more damage than Koromaru. She actually has surprisingly decent strength. You wouldn't expect that from her. But hey, I appreciate his counsel, and he does good by us. He does good. So let me see here. We got Scornful dice to deal with. Let's just go for a... Okay, so he drains physical attacks. Junpei's probably not going to be able to accomplish much here. If that is the case, let's see. He's got Infuriate coming out. Bit unfortunate that was after Ken. Yeah, okay, I see what this guy's gimmick is. Let's see here. We'll use our refresh pack right away to just get everybody cured up there. And let me think here. First off, let's scan this guy and see if he's got any weaknesses I can exploit. Nope, barking up the wrong tree with that one. Let me see here. What we want to do then is let's just start fishing out damage with Egaon here. I think what I'll actually do is I'm going to have Ken here set up a Divine Intervention for us. Not so much for the healing, but just for the Makara Karn on everybody. That gives us a one-time defense against his Infuriate. So we don't have to worry about that being thrown back at him. He's going to go for Mega Delown here. I'm not overly concerned about that. Ken can easily heal off that damage. Let's see here. We will have Junpei just using Agidyne here, which will be quite weak, but still, it is damage. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch over to Trumpeter and debilitate him. We only got one more turn of our buffs to utilize, so we'll want to make the next turn of the protagonist count, and I think this will be the most effective way to do it. Oh, I got rid of Trumpeter, didn't I? But I put it onto... Yes. I was like, did I forget to put it on? I put it onto Barong, right? Shoulda. I didn't, my stock is kind of full, so only able to pull out everything that I put away. Anyways, Hound of Hades from Koromaru here will deal some pretty wonderful damage. Then when it rotates back around to the protagonist, we can use, probably just Scarlet Havoc, honestly, to be the most effective way. Or, once Junpei's turn comes around, perhaps we can have him use his Blaze of Life. Of course, it would have probably been better if I remembered to give him the Agni Bracers, but I was just eager to throw down with this guy. Send a bunch of Infuriate back his way. Didn't really work out. Also, he did not get access to... actually, the protagonist is not revved up to hit this guy with the Theurgy. Did not realize that. That is okay, though, because we've got Phanta Ray coming out from Norn here. Gonna have our buff start wearing off this upcoming turn, but... Oh, never mind. There we go. Good power. Norn is a good pickup. I'm glad I fused her. Alright, and come on, bring it. I'll take you on. You've got this, Ken. Except not really, because you're not exactly the superior damage dealer of this composition. But hey, I appreciate his gumption. Anyways, we'll have Koromaru wing for a crit here. Might honestly be worth that and set up Revolution also, but I'm not like super pressed about having that ready to go. Let's see, I'm going to set up a Tetrakarn on the protagonist, because frankly, Ken's damage, not that impressive. And I love the support. Okay, he actually goes for magic there. Pretty interesting. If I was thinking, I would have set up a Makara Karn on Koromaru there. He's going for Heat Riser here, which is a little annoying because I was going to go for a Debilitate on him. Let me see here. Do I happen to have a Deikaja gem? Because that would actually help out quite a bit. Does not look like I do, so unfortunately, we're going to have our offense set back a little bit, unless I can get a crit with Junpei here. And, as a matter of fact, I did. Okay, very nice, very nice. What we're going to do here is we are going to switch over to Barong and debilitate this guy. And then when the turn rolls back around to the protagonist, we'll debilitate him again. Again and again and again. This poor guy. He's just, he's trying his best here, but it's not exactly working out for him the way he's hoping. I'm also going to have this take this opportunity to have Koromaru set up a Power Howling for the team. Haven't really had much reason to put this option to work up to this point in the dungeon. Partially just because I I haven't really been using a physically optimized team. Ken has Vile Assault as an option, but he is not a physical powerhouse by any stretch of the imagination. Probably going to see another Makugan coming out from this guy. If we're lucky, we'll dodge. Koromaru will dodge. He did it. He did. Okay, cool. I just kind of took a, like, he was for sure not going to dodge there. I'm actually going to save my Theurgies a little bit, because I specifically want the protagonist for an upcoming battle in the Monad Passage, so I don't want to just waste that before we get a chance to reach there. Let's see if we can get a crit from Koromaru, and no such thing there. Let's take a look at this guy's resistances now. Yeah, at this point, you'd be pretty hard-pressed to find things that are actually weak to your options. You know what? Just for fun, let's do a Divine Retribution from Ken. He's got pretty decent light damage going at this point. I still got the G-Ball Spear on him, which gives him a little bit of light boost to work with in this game. Yeah. Oh, actually was enough to finish the guy off. Cool. Not a bad fight. Not bad at all. What I should have done was put Makara Karn on Koromaru, but it's not really like I could tell that before the guy actually attacked. And now we can fuse, the Bird of Fortune.
Please be careful.
I will. Okay, coming into this next fight here, let's go into this just all confident and swaggering, and let's see, Morbid Book. You know what, let's, just for fun, let's go for a Revolution here. We've got multiple targets to cut through, so this could be a potentially good opportunity for, oh, man. Bad luck for Koromaru. He is just getting bullied with that. Fortunately, this guy decided to be really dumb. I'm not sure what his game plan was. That scripture is marked with D. Little ominous, but we should be fine. Ken will just heal us up. He's also under the 50% SP threshold, so his stuff is going to start charging really quickly. Not really worried about these guys buffing themselves up. Let's go for a Deathbound here and see if we can't get a critical hit. Unfortunately, no. We've got some resistances to deal with, so better be mindful of that. Luckily, we have access to Ken's Deikaja in order to abate these guys just buffing themselves up. Let me see here. Probably the strongest option I have for dealing multi-target damage would be Norn with Magat Dyne, so we'll go with that to lay out our starting assault. And we can just have Fuka scan these guys and let us figure out what exactly we're dealing with here. Okay, Pierce is what they're weak to. We'll keep that in mind. This guy over here, this isn't weak to anything, so we're going to have to be mindful of that. I'm going to go for a Getsue. If we're lucky, we'll knock him down. If we're unlucky, well, we won't knock him down, but I'm not overly pressed about that if that happens. The Mod Akukasha is a bit unfortunate, but we do have going here, and yes, he's marking for death. I can imagine something nasty happen. Oh, whoops! That was a complete misplay there. I meant to knock down those other guys. I was going to knock them down, then have ow. I was going to have Ken utilize what is it? Blah, 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 Deikaja on them. That's okay, though, so we'll go with Vile Assault here. Fortunately, Junpei brings in some Pierce coverage for us. Going for another Vile Assault here. And let's see here. I need to deal with their raised defenses here. Let's see. Just like Junpei said, let's see. First off, let's do an Oracle here. I haven't really used this up to this point in the dungeon, so let's see if we get a good boost going here. Okay, that is everybody buffed up. That gives us a bit more time to work with. I'm going to switch over to the protagonist here. Let's see. Debilitate will not work on multiple targets, but I do have Madarkunda. I definitely want to get that defense buff taken off of them right away, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And this guy is going to go for another Agaun. If he goes for Ken, that's, yeah, that's going to take him out, but that's okay. He was knocked down, so it's not a big deal. What we can do here is a Life Ointment on him, bring him right back onto his feet, and he looks like $1,000,000 now. You're doing good, Ken. You're doing good. Okay, let's see. This time, these guys are perfectly susceptible to Maragi Dyne, so we'll go with that. This is being a bit of a messy fight here. Unfortunately, I don't have much in the way of Theurgy options to go, so let's see. The scripture is marked for death. Let's Vile Assault this guy over here. And let me think. I'm going to pass over to Junpei. And what we're going to do is we're going to have him go for a hack and blast on this guy. If we're lucky, we'll get a crit here. And it's not the most impossible thing in the world to get. It has very high crit rate on hack and blast. Unfortunately, I got pretty bad luck there. Yeah, running into some problems with that, but these things happen. Let's see here. Nice, good dodge from Ken. He didn't have Tsukukaja up, so he didn't have that to count on. Let's give this guy a quick shot of Vile Assault here. And let's see, I'm actually going to pass over to Ken and have him Meidirahan the party. This is proving to be a much trickier battle than the one we did before this, so pretty interesting thing. Doesn't help that I brought the suboptimal team for it, but that's the kind of thing that makes this interesting, you know? Another Aegon coming out. Fortunately, he decided to wing it at the character who just completely stuffs it. Okay, what we're gonna do here is, you know what? I'm actually gonna go for Myriad Arrows on Bishamonten. This guy is getting a chance to prove his worth. Check that out. Excellent stuff. And then we're just going to go for a Primal Force on this guy. Boom. Excellent, excellent. Looking pretty good there. Some of our stuff is wearing off, but I'm not overly pressed about that. We'll go for a Maragi dying here. We're getting pretty close to death coming through, but we should have this guy defeated before he gets a chance to pop that off. Here comes a Matarunda, which I'm not overly concerned about. It's a slight impediment to our offense, but not the end of the world. Let's see. What we're going to do here is we are going to Divine Retribution this guy. We're just going to have everybody else pop off with their strongest things and hopefully take this guy out before the death finally has a chance to go off. Some good damage coming through from Ken there. Let's see here. Effective Revolution ended, which is unfortunate for Junpei, but hey, we can throw out this Deathbound and not have to worry about it getting stuffed. Alright, we got some unfortunate situation we found ourselves in here. Let me think. I don't know what happens when death happens. I can't risk it. I don't know what happens when death goes off, so unfortunately I wanted to save Scarlet Havoc for the upcoming fight, but I played this too poorly, so we're just gonna have to pop it off here and take this guy out with it. There we go. Little scary, but we got it, we got it. Don't know what happens when death goes off, but I'm not interested in finding out. Hey! There we go! I was wondering if I would get that. That was a pretty fortunate opportunity there. Okay. That was such a creepy shadow. Thank goodness you managed to beat it. I don't really believe in ghosts or anything. If something like that showed up at night. And then again, now that we've actually defeated it, I don't think I'd be as scared. Kind of weird how unfazed by these things. I'm unfazed by these things now. Might be a treasure chest up ahead, but I sense an enemy presence there too. If you're worn out from battling, don't push yourself too hard. Take some time to recuperate. We will continue. Understood. I'll continue to provide support. If it gets dangerous, don't hesitate to retreat. Alright, so yeah, we still got our Theurgy, so I ended up making the correct decision there. Go me. Go me. Whole bunch of treasure to get over here. We get a Wizard's Mark, which is a pretty cool accessory. Replicates Invigorate 3, get a striped wetsuit. Could always use a swimsuit. And Memoir number 5. One of the researchers has begun to realize the secret of the shadows. His interpretation of the documents is arbitrary and biased, as expected from another lowly human. I believe his name was Kutsky. Well, interesting thing to see there. Regardless, let's continue on to the next section, and let me see here. I'm actually going to just use up some of these soul drops that I have, give a little bit of top off to everybody. That should be good. And now let's continue on to the next boss fight. Last boss fight we've got for this video, actually. I looked it up beforehand, so we only got 2 Monad passive boss there. That path jebaited me there.
Powerful enemy spotted. Please be careful.
We got this, Fuka. I mean, look at how my dominant performance against the previous enemy. It's okay, Koromaru. It's okay. Let's see. What I'm gonna do here is we've got. I'm gonna actually use my Atrophying Sutra here. What I'd like to see is I would like to see a crit come out from Junpei. This guy is charging right here. Got so many hands. These guys are all hands. Let me see here. I'm gonna put a Makarakarn on the protagonist. It would be very nice if Koromaru started out with Power Howling. Yeah, these guys are powering right the hell up. Let's see here. We're gonna go for a Deathbound right here, see if Junpei can't score a crit. Unfortunately, he did not. Marin Karen coming out from this guy. And annoyingly, Koromaru got hit with that, but it's not the end of the world. That was a bit of an unnecessary Makara Karn that I set up, but hey, better safe than sorry. Anyway, what we're gonna do here is we are going to switch over to, Siegfried. And the reason I wanted my Theurgy ready is so that I can just Scarlet Havoc and get these clowns taken out of the picture immediately. There we go. Oh, nice. Let me see here. This guy right here, is he is not immune to being hit by Brave Blade, so we are just going to do that to him real quick. Oh wow, he actually managed to survive that one. Masuku Kaja onto the enemy is a bit unfortunate, but not the worst thing in the world. Alright, what's coming out this way? The Gold Hand is warming up. I'd better get Tetrakarn set up on the protagonist there. We're just gonna have to weather the storm of what Koromaru is doing for a bit. And let's see here. We will have Junpei. Actually, we can scan all these guys now. So this guy is only weak to wind. Oh man, I'm out of SP on Fuka. I didn't even think about that. Regardless, I can Gigantic Fist this guy to get him out of the picture. There we go. I'm going to, let's see here. I'm going to debilitate this guy. Where is Barong? Right here. Take advantage of the fact that I have that. Get all of his stats lowered. Nice! Koromaru recovered from that ailment at just the right time. You know what? Just for the fun of it, let's go for Hound of Hades. I was thinking of having him use a healing item, but I'm not super pressed about that. It shouldn't be necessary. Hound of Hades should deal some pretty good damage to this guy. If we're lucky, it'll finish him off. If we're unlucky, we are going to have to survive his attack. He's probably going to use God's Hand, is what I was expecting. And he decided to wing it at Junpei. Complete waste of his effort there. He spent all that time charging that up to no avail. We are just going to bring Junpei right back into the fight. Alrighty. Pretty good stuff, Junpei, unfortunately, cannot finish this guy off with his attack, so I guess we'll just extend Maraku Kaja here. I'm actually not sure what this guy is weak to, so we better be careful with what we hit him with. Let's throw a Phanta Ray at him, though. That's really good damage, so just an easy option. And there we go, finished him off. I'm guessing he's just, he reflects all physical types, and you gotta...
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.